I will be demonstrating for you today is how to do shrimp and gravy with grits.
Hello, my name is Serenity.
She's going to be assisting me today. So what we have here is shrimp and all of my ingredients. I'm going to go through the process of how I come about to, first I wanted to show you how to clean the shrimp. It's very important to me. Usually people just take a knife and peel the shrimp and devein it from the bag. However, I've discovered this nice little implement. You just stick this into the back of the shrimp and it pulls off the skin, the shell, as well as devein it for you. The ingredients for the shrimp and gravy is very simple. You have your shrimp, your bell peppers, I like red and orange, onions, and scallions for decoration, for your garnish. Also, make sure you have a little lemon juice to kind of deter all the fishiness from your shrimp. So I take the bell pepper. I like chunky bell pepper, but you're welcome to cut it as small as you need or as small as you like, or you can use a minimal of bell pepper, but I like texture, so I cut it up just a little bit chunky. The onions, I do the same way, but I cut like this and use as much as I need, and then I do it a little bit chunky, again, because I'm an onion fan. I may be doing it wrong with exactness, but I'm country. So this is what we have. We have the cut bell peppers and the onions. Again, this is garnish, and that's all we need. Then we're going to season the shrimp. We're going to take the shrimp, we're going to put a little bit of the lemon juice on, not much, and we're going to mix it up like this, just to get it incorporated into the shrimp. I like to add the Mrs. Dash. It gives it a little garlic flavor. I usually put a little bit of that in there. I sometimes use a little sea salt, but I don't think I'm gonna use it this time. But I love nature seasoning, and I put a little bit of that in there. It's all about your taste. You can always add salt, but you can never take it out. So I always use it sparingly. Did I just make a mess? I made a mess. The table's clean, sorry. So we're just gonna mix this up, and we're gonna take it over to the frying pan, and I'm gonna show you how to saute it up, and we're gonna make our shrimp and gravy. So this part of our demonstration, I've heated about 1/4 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. You can use less or more. Really, you don't need that much. What we're gonna do is just pan sear the shrimp. I might have used a little bit too much, but that's okay. It's gonna make for a good little roux. You just really you don't wanna overcook the shrimp. Again, this was handed down to me by my mother and my grandmother before her, so you know everybody does it different. And this is how we do our shrimp and gravy with grits. You just want to sear it just a little bit, just enough. It turns pink. You don't want to put too many in there. No, come on, you do all of them now. You just don't want to make sure you don't have too many. So this was a good amount. I used about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of the shrimp. Should cook on each side about 3 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not really timing it. Just till you get it a little bit pink on each side, because once we add it back to the roux, it's going to continue to cook. Once we make our gravy, you know, and all of them say roux, I say gravy. It's all the same thing. Or you start off with roux, I think, with them, and then you turn it into gravy. But either way, we're gonna get some good in here so we can you can start taking them off. We're just gonna take the shrimp out. Get your tongs and just take the shrimp out and put it in that bowl right there for me. Start on this side. But we want all the juices left over from the cooked shrimp. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna add my bell peppers and onions. We're gonna saute them till they're just a little bit. I turned my heat to medium heat just a little bit. We're gonna saute that. It's gonna be just a little bit. I like to add a little bit more seasoning, so I make sure my gravy got a little seasoning in it. You could use chicken broth, or if you're able to and you have a little bit of seafood broth, if you're able to locate that, you can do that. I'm also going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter, just a little flavor. Is it coming in? It just melted in there, y'all. Stand by. Just a little bit more. You got to have a little fat. Yeah. Do me a favor, let's pour that flour. That's 1/4 of a cup of flour. As you're doing the flour, you got to make sure you stir, so it don't get too clumpy. And we're gonna sit here and let this brown just a little bit. I could have used a little bit more oil, but it doesn't matter. We're just gonna let this sit here and brown for just a little bit. Get a good caramel. Once we get a good caramel color, we're gonna add this is a cup of hot water. I always try to use either hot water or you can use chicken broth. I need some more water. Keep on through. Do me a favor, get a little bit from another cup. So this is us making our gravy. I let it brown just a little bit too much on the ends. I got to reduce my heat. Add just a little bit more hot water. See, the gravy is thickening up. But you got this, always about the consistency. That was a cup, so about 1.5 cups to cook 2 cups. So have about 2 cups on reserve so that you make sure that your gravy not too thick. And we're going to add the shrimp. You just pour it all in there. All the juices, everything is sitting there, because we want all that flavor back into our gravy. So as usual, trial and error. How about we reduce that flour to about 1/3 of a cup? So I think I used 1/2 cup.
Yes.
I'm not used to measurements, so y'all gonna have to work with me. I use 1/3 of a cup. Oh, okay. That was all the water, Serena?
Yes.
Okay, that's all right. We'll be all right. So we let that just meld in the flavors. And this is our version of a shrimp and gravy. Some people don't do gravy, they just do like a light sauce. But my family like thickness, so we do a little shrimp and gravy. I'm stirring it a lot, but you really don't have to. And if you would, Serenity, just sprinkle a little of the green onions on top, and we will be done. Yes? And that's just for decoration. We've already pre-did our grits. Of course, you follow grits to the direction of the box. However, I always make sure I let my water boil for my grits. It makes for a thicker, more creamier grits than if you just put it in cold water, and it reduces the lumpiness. So this is the final version of our shrimp and gravy. This is the coastal eating. I'm from Woodbine, Georgia, down between Brunswick and Jacksonville, and this is our version of shrimp and grits, the shrimp and gravy and grits. So this is our end product, our shrimp and gravy and grits. And Serenity will be our taste tester. It's hard, huh?